The top 10 foods with kidney detoxing properties so powerful, they can even improve your GFR by 40% or more. Gathered in here, if you're dealing with chronic kidney disease, you need to know that there is hope. And it comes in the form of the right diet. Yes, there are studies proving that you can improve your GFR numbers when you start to follow a diet that is right for you. This is why today I want to share with you 10 of the most underrated foods with huge kidney protecting benefits. Each one of these foods will provide you with an essential nutrient that can absolutely make a positive difference in your diet. And I don't want you to miss out on our number one in particular because that was used to improve GFR by 40% in a large study. Before that, let's start with one of the elements of your diet that has the greatest detoxing properties. This is because this food is going to improve your gut health. I'm talking about number 10, kimchi. This fermented dish is not just a staple of the Korean cuisine, now available all around the world. It's also a powerful help for the health of our gut and kidneys. Kimchi boasts an extensive array of proven benefits, mostly because it is one of the best probiotic sources for people with kidney disease. Most people, when they think about probiotic-rich foods, usually think about yogurt, which, being dairy, I do not recommend, by the way. Fortunately, kimchi is much better than yogurt. It has more strain of probiotics and it doesn't have animal protein nor phosphorus in it. However, it still contains some sodium, so make sure you can fit this food in your diet. But is it really worth it to include probiotic-rich foods in our diets, you may ask? Well, in my opinion, yes, because they can improve your kidney function, says science, which is what this is all about, isn't it? So yeah, if you have been taking a probiotic supplement for the last few years without knowing about this study, time now to pat yourself on the back. But if you haven't, now it's the perfect time to start. And if you find this info useful, consider sharing this video with a friend and give it a like. Up next, our number 9 is going to be a fruit that's the best friend of people suffering from diabetes. This is another super underrated food that can give you health benefits most people don't even suspect about. I'm talking about tangerines. These fruits are often overlooked in a renal diet as there are still doctors that will tell their patients to avoid citrus fruits due to their potassium content. So why am I recommending them, you may ask? Well, it's not just their amazing vitamin C content, their fiber content, and their anti-cancer, heart healthy, and anti-cholesterol health benefits. All citrus fruits have these properties, by the way. But the reason why I'm recommending tangerines in particular is another. You see, tangerines are particularly rich in a flavonoid called nobiletin, which is considered one of the most effective natural resources against diabetes. Many diabetes patients are still shocked when I show them this because, as we can see, there is solid scientific literature to link the consumption of tangerines to improved glycemic control and insulin resistance. Now, what not many people know about nobiletin, the source of this benefit, is that it's present in particular in the peel of the tangerine, alright? So if you want to turn this superfood into a real marvel against diabetes, consider adding 2 tangerines per day with the peel, of course, to a smoothie.
It has an amazing
And since we are talking about diabetes, our number 8 is going to be the best friend of people with diabetes. This is not just a powerful detoxifier. This veggie is going to decrease sugar absorption in the digestive tract. What you absolutely want to add to your diet if you have diabetes is okra, also known as ladyfinger. Often used to make gumbo, okra is a warm season vegetable that people cultivate throughout the world. But don't get fooled by the humble nature of this food. This is one of the most powerful detoxifiers you can have in your plate because, you see, a recent review of studies concluded that this veggie can actually lower fasting blood glucose in people with diabetes or pre-diabetes. And okra is also super healthy because it's an excellent source of vitamin C and other antioxidants, and also magnesium and fiber while being low on calories. What you need to know about okra is that in order for it to not feel slimy when you eat it, the best cooking methods are high heat ones, sauteing in particular. Okra can be also eaten raw too, especially the smaller, more tender pods, or you can use it to make okra water. To prepare okra water, you will need to wash and then cut 4 fresh okra and place them in a container of water for 8 to 10 hours. Then before meals, drink the water. This will go a long way in avoiding the blood sugar spikes during the day. Up next, let's take a look at our number 7. And guys, the foods we have seen until now are powerful superfoods. It will take something incredibly healthy to beat them. This is why our next entry is not just a food with incredible health benefits. This is also going to be something you can add to other foods to make their health benefits more effective. Sounds interesting? Well, let's take a look. Number 7 is extra virgin olive oil. Now, this food is amazing, as you probably already know. Extra virgin olive oil is the best friend of your heart, cardiovascular system, and kidneys. Just 2 tablespoons a day of extra virgin olive oil have shown to improve HDL cholesterol levels in recent studies and to help with insulin sensitivity. Research also found now that the daily dose of 50 grams or 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil has 10% of the pain relief effect of a daily dose of ibuprofen. Incredible! But there is more about extra virgin olive oil that makes it even healthier. As I was saying, it can be used to make other foods healthier. How, you may ask? Well, first, because you could add some olive oil to your shiitake mushrooms. These mushrooms, especially when sun-dried, are the best dietary source you can find of the kidney vitamin D. And olive oil will make the vitamin D in these mushrooms even better. Because you see, vitamin D is fat soluble, which means that you won't be able to absorb it unless you consume it with a source of fats, such as olive oil. Another food you can make healthier with olive oil, tomatoes. Cooked tomatoes in particular, are way healthier than people realize. And the reason is lycopene, a powerful antioxidant linked to lower blood pressure and improved heart health. It's clear that we want more of it in our diet. Now, what you should know about lycopene is that it is also a fat-soluble substance, alright? So just like vitamin D, if you pair it with olive oil, for example, your absorption is going to increase a lot. And olive oil is also great to saute your tomatoes in. So extra virgin olive oil is amazing, but why is it just number 7 then? Well, because it is maybe the most faked food in the world. So be extremely careful with the source of your olive oil. Make sure it is the real deal. Up next, number 6, another food that can improve the health benefits of other foods and you can actually buy with confidence because no one is going to be able to fake it. Number 6 is lemon. This is a food that I always recommend for several reasons. First of all, it's incredibly alkaline, which means it protects the kidneys by detoxing the body from excess acid. But you see, lemon has another huge benefit. Lemon can be used to turn other foods into kidney-saving foods. I'll give you some examples. Green tea. Adding lemon juice to green tea can make green tea 5 times as healthy. The reason are the catechins naturally present in green tea. Catechins are antioxidants that have been shown to reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as CKD, but also cancer and cardiovascular disorders. And they are incredibly powerful at improving kidney health, but they are very hard for the body to absorb. We only absorb 20% or less of the catechins in green tea. This is where lemon juice makes a difference. Citrus juices, including lemon, can increase the absorption of catechins by more than 5 times. Incredible! A similar result can be obtained with the iron present in foods such as legumes, spinach, chards, or other leafy greens. Iron is one of the most important minerals for people with kidney disease, and while there are some foods that are rich in it, you also need to make sure the precious iron is not wasted. But how can you do that? Add a source of vitamin C, just like lemon juice. And there is one more food that can be made more effective when in combination with lemon. I'm talking about garlic. Garlic is one of the most amazing superfoods on earth, and it can lower your blood pressure. But garlic can also be mixed with lemon juice, and the reason is cholesterol. A meta-analysis confirmed that garlic is effective in reducing total serum cholesterol by 17.6 milligrams per dl and LDL cholesterol by 9.6 mg per dl. However, studies also found out that garlic must be consumed with another food in order to improve your cholesterol levels. Lemon juice. Okay, up next, our number 5 is another super underrated food that's also a source of what I consider one of the healthiest types of carbohydrate in the world. Number 5 is red potatoes. Potatoes are amazing and delicious. It's a shame that people with kidney problems were forbidden to eating them for so long. Thing is, potatoes are actually very good for you. Potatoes are as rich in nutrients and fiber as many other veggies, and some potatoes are also a great source of a super carbohydrate. I'm talking about the type of carb that can really help people with kidney issues. I'm talking about resistant starch. What makes this special is that the starch is not broken down completely, so it is not fully absorbed by the body. Instead, it reaches the large intestine where it becomes a source of nutrients for the beneficial bacteria in your gut. We have already seen how many health benefits having a healthy gut possesses, and it's sure that adding some resistant starch to your diet can help. Research has linked resistant starch to improved insulin resistance, which in turn improves sugar control. But not all potatoes are the same. Some are lower than others on the GI scale because they contain more resistant starch. Potatoes with the highest resistant starch contents and the lower glycemic index are red potatoes. Yes, red potatoes are a gluten-free carb source that's low enough on the GI scale to be part of the eating plan for those with diabetes. And potatoes are also good in moderation for those with CKD that don't have to face a potassium restriction. And interestingly, you can also increase the resistant starch content of potatoes, lowering their GI even further. How can you do that? First of all, boil your potatoes with the skin. Then store boiled potatoes in the fridge overnight and consume them cold. This will actually make them perfect for people with diabetes. Up next, a food that's considered one of the healthiest veggies there is for people with kidney disease because it can help you detox a dangerous toxin. Number 4 is bok choy. This is a type of cabbage with so many health benefits. First of all, it's a cruciferous veggie we are talking about. Just like, kale, cabbage, broccoli, you want as many as you can of these in your diet, and bok choy is somehow special. Bok choy is one of the veggies with the highest calcium content. Calcium is so hard to get in a plant-based diet, and yet it's so healthy. Calcium has powerful detoxing benefits. It doesn't just help with bone health. Calcium also reduces the risk for kidney stones by binding and removing oxalate in the intestine. This is especially important for people suffering from recurring kidney stones and also for those with a water intake restriction. And bok choy is healthy for everyone else as well because you see, calcium also binds to phosphorus, and bok choy is also a powerful source of nitrates. Your body converts nitrates into nitric oxide, which in turn relaxes blood vessels and increases blood flow to organs and tissues. When you eat this food, you may also expect a slight decline in blood pressure due to the improved blood circulation. So a super healthy veggie overall. But what can be even healthier? Well, our number 3. This one is going to help with another incredibly healthy mineral that you can absolutely can't miss in a renal diet. Number 3 is Brazil nuts. These 3 nuts are not just a super tasty snack. They also come with serious health benefits. They are very nutrient dense. Brazil nuts are rich in magnesium, zinc, vitamin E, manganese, and copper. They also contain a solid amount of healthy fats that, as we have seen, are essential in your diet. But the reason why I always recommend consuming just one of these every day is another mineral: selenium. Selenium is a mineral that's been used to fight kidney disease in medical literature. You see, a deficiency in this mineral, which is pretty common, is considered a cause of kidney damage. Even better, correcting this deficiency has been observed to boost kidney health. We're talking about a 14 points improvement in GFR here. And this is why Brazil nuts rank so high in my top 10 because you see, by eating 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day, you will get the same amount of selenium that people in this study got from supplements. But instead of adding more pills, you will be eating a super tasty snack. Up next, another food that can be linked to improvement in your GFR numbers. Number 2 is flaxseed. This small seed is a real nutritional powerhouse. This seed is even higher in magnesium than Brazil nuts. It's also a decent source of selenium as well, but not as much as Brazil nuts. Flaxseed also contains vitamin B6, iron, and vitamin B1 in significant amounts. Another benefit this seed can offer is the omega-3 fatty acid content that not many plant-based foods can offer. But guys, if you have watched my recent video about the best fat sources for the renal diet, you probably already know why I rank flaxseed so high in this top 10. If you missed it, it's up here by the way. However, the reason why flaxseed is one of the most recommended foods for people with kidney disease is its incredible anti-inflammatory ability. Adding this small seed to the diet can actually make a difference with the inflammation many patients are suffering from. And there are studies proving that eating flaxseed regularly protects the kidneys, especially in those with inflammatory kidney disease. Flaxseed can even improve the GFR of patients in some cases. And let's talk about flaxseed and diabetes. In an 8-week study in 57 people with type 2 diabetes, those who consume 1 ounce or 30 grams of flax seeds per day experienced significant reductions in HbA1c compared with those who didn't. We are talking about the superfood that not only reduces inflammation in the kidneys, but it also fights diabetes, the #1 cause of kidney failure in the world. This is why this food is our number 2 today. Absolutely add this superfood to your smoothies or use flax meal if you want to protect your kidneys. Now guys, all nuts and seeds do contain some phosphorus and some protein. The amount of these foods you eat must be thoroughly evaluated before you add them to your diet. Okay, time now to see a food that should be consumed with abandon. This is a food incredibly rich in the vitamin that has been linked to a 44% slower decline in kidney function. And we can get this vitamin from turnip greens. Turnip greens are a real superfood. They are so rich in antioxidants they can actually help managing the complications of diabetes and kidney disease. Turnip greens are also one of the best sources in existence of a vitamin that's recently been linked to a significantly slower decline in kidney function, which is folate or vitamin B9. This vitamin was studied on more than 15,000 CKD patients for more than 4 years with an incredible result, a 44% slower decline in renal function over the years. And guys, they only had to take 0.8 milligrams folate every day to achieve this incredible result. So add turnip greens to your diet and also consider a B vitamin supplement. And if you want to learn more about the renal diet, this video up here is for you. Supplementing 2 micrograms of this special vitamin D resulted in a reduction in proteinuria levels of 34%. And for some patients, this is all that it takes to stop kidney disease.
You're gonna like it.
In this video, we are going to see how to use vitamin D as well as 6 other tips to control proteinuria efficiently. And this is an incredibly important topic for anyone suffering from kidney disease. Science is very clear on this. Your actual level of proteinuria tells you if you are going to get a better or worse kidney function at your next blood test. This can really make a difference for anyone suffering from kidney disease. Because you see, science says that you can always improve your GFR even in stage 4 and 5, but only if you are able to keep certain levels under control. And one of the most important levels you absolutely need to keep under control if you want to improve is proteinuria. Let me be very clear on this. There is no improving kidney function if your proteinuria level is too high. So let's take a look at the 5 most effective ways to stop proteinuria now. And don't miss our number 1 in particular, because without that step, you are never going to get the results you want. Don't miss it. But before that, let's take a look at a vitamin that you absolutely need. Number 5, vitamin D analogs. There is a reason why vitamin D is called the kidney vitamin, and it's because your kidneys are the organs responsible for activating this vitamin, making it usable by the body. However, this also means that up to 84.7% of kidney disease patients have low levels of this vitamin, and this is bad. This is a cause for proteinuria. This is also why supplementing this vitamin in its prescription form may result in a very fast improvement in proteinuria levels. But how effective is it? In a recent placebo-controlled trial, kidney disease patients who were administered 2 micrograms paracalcitol were able to see a huge drop in proteinuria levels, 34%, after a very short amount of time. Paracalcitol is a vitamin D analog that your doctor is supposed to prescribe you, right? This is not the same as the vitamin D you can buy from the supermarket store. And a different review of studies also stated that taking vitamin D analogs such as paracalcitol calcitriol can produce a significant reduction of proteinuria, confirming that you need this special vitamin. So question, have you been prescribed a vitamin D analog for your kidney health? Guys, not all doctors will remember to give kidney disease patients this kidney-saving prescription. But if you have kidney disease, especially in the advanced stage and even more, if proteinuria is also present, you want a vitamin D analog because your kidneys are probably not going to active enough vitamin D from regular supplements for it to be effective against proteinuria. So talk to your doctor, and if you want to know more about how to take this key vitamin, my recent video up here is for you. Up next, another supplement that's also effective at protecting the kidneys from proteinuria. Your doctor should have already prescribed it to you. Number 4 is omega-3 fatty acids. Just like vitamin D, this is another essential nutrient. Essential means that your body cannot produce omega-3s, alright? Your body is going to suffer to have symptoms if the levels of this nutrient are too low. And while you can get some omega-3s in your diet from foods such as walnuts, chia seeds, and other nuts and seeds, you still want to take a good omega-3 supplement. Why, you may ask? Because the conversion of alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, which is the form of omega-3s you get from plant-based foods, into the form the human body can actually use, which is EPA and DHA, is not efficient. These can even put you at risk for a nutrient deficiency that, in turn, may be a cause of kidney damage and proteinuria. Remember, any deficiency in an essential nutrient causes symptoms, and these symptoms sometimes may put your kidneys in danger. So start taking a good omega-3 supplement if you already aren't. But what does this have to do with proteinuria, you may ask? Well, science tells us that, and I quote, omega-3 fatty acid supplementation is associated with a significantly reduced risk of end-stage renal disease and delays the progression of this disease. This is what a large review of studies that included 444 kidney disease sufferers was able to prove. Researchers also pointed out that supplementing omega-3s was associated with a lower risk of proteinuria. Now guys, I always recommend to keep supplement use to a minimum, but omega-3s should be in your short list of supplements. As we can see here, a dose of 1000 milligrams a day of combined EPA and DHA is a good starting point for anyone, with higher doses being reserved to the treatment of specific conditions. And taking 1000 milligrams of omega-3s per day is probably the easiest step to take to solve a condition as complex as proteinuria. So, if you think this info is useful, consider sharing this video with a friend and giving it a like. Up next, a step that's going to directly help your kidneys doing better. Before that, a question: how can you tell if your proteinuria is too high? Proteinuria comes with certain symptoms. Most noticeable is a foam that forms on top of your urine. But you see, this level is too important to be assessed based on symptoms. Your proteinuria level may be used to predict how your kidney function is going to evolve in the future, says science. And this level is just as important for those with CKD as for those who are at risk for CKD, maybe because they have diabetes or high blood pressure. And I bet you want to know how to tell if your kidneys are going to get better or worse, am I right? So let's see how you can read your proteinuria levels by yourself. Also known as albuminuria or proteinuria, this level is usually indicated on your blood analysis as ACR, but you could also find albuminuria. Once you have identified your levels, let's take a look at this table. What it tells us is that the lower the albuminuria, the lower the chances of progressing to a worse stage of kidney disease. This is always true, no matter what stage of kidney disease you are in. So, if this level is below 30 milligrams per grams, you're more likely in the green. Your kidneys are going to be stable in your current situation, and an improvement may be possible. If this level is between 30 and 299 milligrams per grams, you are risking that your kidney disease will worsen. In this case, you are in the orange or red, depending on the stage. Now, when this level is over 300 milligrams per gram, well, this is bad. Being in the red is a reason for concern. If this happens, you will need to take all the steps I'm showing you in today's video, alright? What you are seeing today can make a difference. Just like our number 3 for today, which is watch your protein intake. Yes, this is absolutely a must. I mean, less protein, less proteinuria, right? Well, in reality, things are a bit more complex than that, because you see, it's absolutely true that limiting protein intake is supported by scientific literature. Because you see, it's absolutely true that limiting protein intake is supported by scientific literature as a way to slow down and even reverse the decline of GFR. And it's also true that reducing protein intake has a huge effect on proteinuria, which is obvious. I mean, you cannot improve kidney function without improving your proteinuria level. What is not obvious is the way this works. I mean, one may think that eating less protein directly reduces the amount of protein in the urine. But you see, the amount of protein in the urine does not depend on the amount of protein in the diet. It depends on the amount of damage in the kidneys, not on the amount of protein we eat. But a low protein diet can help reduce the workload on the kidneys, slowing the progression of kidney disease and protecting from damage. So you may also see a better proteinuria level in your blood test. Now, the low protein diet is a big topic and it's extremely important for the health of your kidneys. This is why I've made a new video about it recently, my video up here and also down in description if you want to watch it. But don't go away yet. There are 2 steps that are even more important than reducing protein intake. Number 2 is reducing phosphorus intake. In the battle against kidney disease, reducing phosphorus intake seems to be the main direction in which modern science is heading. And yeah, clearly, the fact that foods rich in protein are the main source of phosphorus as well has to do with it. This is why CKD patients have to avoid meat, fish, dairy, many processed foods. These foods are too rich in both protein and phosphorus. And while protein is both good and bad for you, phosphorus is something that you want to avoid as much as possible. When in too high concentration, it's like poison for the kidneys. In fact, a recent study found out that limiting the intake of this mineral may be enough for some patients to stop proteinuria and reverse the decline of kidney function. So always be very careful with phosphorus intake if your goal is a better kidney function. Follow a low protein diet, use phosphate binders such as calcium carbonate. Take all the steps you need. But we still have one more entry, the most important one. So what can be even more important than reducing protein and phosphorus intake? Number 1 is take care of the cause of the damage. Guys, proteinuria is a measure of kidney damage, alright? If you want to improve, you have to stop what is causing the damage. Because you could follow the perfect diet, take the vitamins, the supplement, but if diabetes, for example, is not under control, the damage diabetes will do to your kidneys is always going to be an order of magnitude bigger than any protecting effect these supplements can have. On the bright side, many patients that found ways to make sure their blood pressure and sugar levels were in check saw an immediate improvement in kidney function and proteinuria levels. So if you want to learn more about how to achieve this, my video up here is for you, and this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye!